Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently enacting a monarchy, and the reason that we're doing this is because I'm hoping that will allow us to just decree that we are off of peasant levies. That would be awfully nice. I'm not sure if that actually works that way. We're gonna find out. That will be very interesting. We've not played as a monarchy, I don't think. We start as a monarchy as Prussia, don't we? I think so. So I don't think it'll allow us to do exactly what we want to do, but at the very least, it'll make the landowners happier, and that is fine. Tragic indeed. An opium addiction. Okay, so obviously we need to get off of peasant levies before we can really rebel against Great Britain, right? We don't really... 9,000. Okay. We don't really have any meaningful way to rebel against Great Britain at this moment. Not while we have peasant levies. We are constructing nicely, and our GDP is soaring. That is a good thing to note. Do we have any efficiencies that we can work up in our construction? The answer is no. Okay, so that's fine. No problems there. We may want to think about getting another round of universities. That's a potential option. I feel like our universities are probably okay. The real thing that we need to do is get law changes done. The landowners are preventing that pretty heavily. There's no doubt about that one. But we do have expensive automobiles and ironclads. Sure. Rubber discovered in Congo Oriental. Sure. And odds are pretty good that this monarchy thing passes. It might be a mistake. We'll see. It's kind of regressive for the Victoria era. No doubt about that. But it would be very interesting if Britain would... Well, actually, I want to take a quick look here. Yeah, there would not... We can't actually look at what this would be in terms of the chances here, but I think it's going to be the same 135 that it has been basically this whole time. Great Britain is definitely taking over a lot of territory in Africa, and that is... this is the source of their power gains, right? We know this. We just have to break free of them eventually. We're sending them 1 million a week. Disgusting. If we break free, that will kind of break their empire. I have a sneaking suspicion. I think they will financially collapse if we were to break free, which is one of the reasons why I think it's very strange that when we do an independence against them, and I've tested this off camera, if we run an independence diplomatic play against them, our diplomatic pact doesn't actually go away unless we win it, which I think is strange, for sure. We should just stop paying that when we declare the independence diplomatic play, in my opinion. But it's fine. For now, we're just going to continue to tick on through here and continue to strengthen ourselves. So once this goes through, what's the next plan? After that, we absolutely need to work on getting... Okay, war with Bengala broke out, whatever. We absolutely need to work on getting down over this way into mass conscription, right? That is going to be very, 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 very important. That conscription rate, but more importantly, the barracks max level is going to be huge. So, with that being the case, the armed forces clout is still, it's hovering around 8%. Okay, so that's going to be a slightly better chance of getting it through. Not much. We're constructing very quickly. There's no doubt about that. I wouldn't mind constructing more quickly. We're working on modern nursing for the moment. We're probably going to want to get into, like, military statistics or even hand-cranked machine gun. Honestly, just flat army defense and kill rate would be probably really good. That's 35 months away. Okay, we've got 9 weeks left in modern nursing. Let's go ahead and finish that up. Do we want to expand our construction? Well, we definitely want to eliminate this. And I want to go through and make sure that this didn't get turned off. It did for the arms industries. Okay, let's turn that back on. Good old automatic expansion turning off. Cool. So we have 27 weeks in our construction queue here. I want to check in on our government administration situation here. We don't need any. Beautiful. And now I want to check in on infrastructure. Okay, this looks like this is automatically being handled. So no problem there. Beautiful. So in that case, I feel like we can expand our construction sectors. We're positive substantially in both our investment pool and our finances. So the question is, do we expand this all the way up to 25? That is quite a question. Okay, modern nursing has been unlocked. Let's go ahead and expand it up to 25. We may regret this. But let's do that. Let's do that. For the time being, trench works would be great, but that's 9 years out. We're going to grab hand-cranked machine guns. Cool. And as far as enacting monarchy, we have grassroots support for the law. Cool. 20% enactment success chance. Okay, let's do it. So we're building all of these construction sectors, and they will be finished up fairly soon. Minus 2.5% construction efficiency? Okay, whatever. So we'll see what this does to us financially. We're going to drop here for sure. Right? Right? Honestly, we barely felt that. Okay, now we're dropping a little bit. But I feel like that's probably more due to this war. Yeah, that's more due to the war. Okay, so realistically, we don't really feel that at all. Fascinating. How many pages are we currently constructing? A little bit over 4. Okay, noted. So here's the thing. I kind of just want to max out all of our resources. We have very few that aren't close to maxed out. So let's just get all of those maxed. And then we can let our agriculture continue to do what it's doing. But let's just get our various raw resources maxed out. We had very little left for that. So that sounds good. I'm very pleased about that. What I'm less pleased about is the fact that we're still on peasant levies. We definitely need to change it. Rubber has been discovered in Pegu. Okay. And we're definitely going to look to... Let's see, resources. There we go. We're definitely going to look to max that out immediately. Cool. So with that underway, the question now is, now what? Well, we need to wait for our monarchy to finish up. And then we'll see what we can do from there. That'll be very interesting indeed. But our economy is soaring. There's no doubt about that. We could continue to expand our construction. I feel like we're definitely going to feel it if we do that. That's probably going to be a little bit too much if we expand that again, is my current thinking. So that'll be fine if we don't. Britain, 9,000. Yeah. So we're just waiting on law changes. That's really what this comes down to. Although, as a curiosity here, they're actually winning against Britain right now. Surely that's not going to remain the case. Right? I mean, they are winning this currently. But surely that doesn't remain the case. Even if they do, I don't believe that we can take this over, sadly. I wish that we could. We'd have to break free from Britain for that. Still another 90 days to our next checkpoint on monarchy. So in theory, that should be fine. 80 days on that one. Okay, cool. So there's not a lot for us to do right now. We could start building naval bases. I mean, having a navy would be useful for breaking free from Britain. So I'm just going to queue up all of these at the bottom of the queue. We'll get to them eventually, and they won't take all that long to build. I feel like we have the economy for it, so I think that's fine. And yes, there's going to be a lot of naval bases. No doubt about that. But again, it's not going to take that long to build them. This is only a 37-week queue, so that'll be completely fine. The monarchy will be enacted here soon. I'm hoping that it goes through on this tick. If it doesn't, I will be sad. Very sad. And then the question is, can we get through mass conscription? If we do that, I feel like we have a chance to break free from Britain. That's, I think, our only path forward. So all of our effort needs to be focused on making sure that that happens. This is also why we are still boosting... Oh, we didn't actually succeed that roll? That's sad. An additional 15% enactment success chance. Okay, so we're up to 85% now. Surely this is not going to be a problem. Okay, civilizing mission has been unlocked. We don't really care about that. That's not very relevant to us. Handcranked machine guns are still 24 months out. Okay. So that's reasonably fine. We would love to change a bunch of these laws. That's for sure. The landowners have been really, really tough to work with, though, in terms of these law changes. No doubt about that. They just have so much clout and just hate every law change. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So Britain is currently going to fight France. No, Britain is not actually involved in this. Never mind. France is just going to do their own thing. I want to take a look. What is the actual strength of France right now? Quite a lot lower than that of Britain. Who's the number 2 great power? Prussia. Okay. Noted. So financially, we're doing exceptionally fine. To the point where I definitely want to consider dropping our taxes again soon. Yeah, that seems acceptable. Maybe not acceptable, but I think that'll be fine. I think our construction is fast enough at this point. I don't think we need to accelerate our construction anymore, realistically. So that should be fine. I'm okay with running this deficit for a while. We have gold reserves built up. So dropping the taxes, I think, is valuable for us. There's been a mining accident. It's a small price to pay for the March of Industry, though. Cool. As a hypothetical, if we wanted to go to minimum taxes, what would that put us at? Negative 600K? Okay, that's negative 1 million. So that's fine, right? I'm not actually that concerned about this. We're not going to run at this for a large period of time. Mana Wars input goods shortage? Okay, sure. We're not going to run this for a significant period of time. That's for sure. And the reason we're not going to is because, of course, we don't want to build up a huge amount of debt. But we also don't want to build up too much gold reserves, because that will eventually cap out. So I'm okay with running at this level for a little bit, but I think I'd rather bump it to here. That's positive now. Let's put it here, and we'll run here for now. If we need to raise taxes a little bit, we can. But I'm hoping to not need to for a while. That said, we are building our naval bases, and that's not going to be super beneficial economically for a while. We are actually going to be done with all of those this week, though. The naval bases are complete as of now. There are no additional naval bases. Beautiful. So we are going to continue to spend at a deficit for the moment. We can always raise taxes if we need to. So this is completely fine. I would very much like to get to the point where we can sit here on very low taxes and get rid of our consumption taxes. That would help our standard of living dramatically, which would be very good to do. No doubt about that. But all of this construction is progressing very quickly. Our GDP is continuing to soar, and I love it. That's great. Running at a deficit is completely fine for the moment. 6150 and 9648. Okay. So that's fine for right now, right? We need to continue working on our economy while we're working on our laws. Prussia is conquering a state in Arabia. Okay, cool. So monarchy will hopefully pass this time. It definitely should. That'll bump up our legitimacy by 21. And I want to check what our current government legitimacy would be. 85. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Unfortunately, the armed forces have dropped their clout a little bit. And it's only the armed forces who would support mass conscription, correct? I believe so. The rotary valve engine was just unlocked, and that is actually a pretty big deal. We need to go through and make sure... Okay, you should be on vacuum canning. Turn all of these on, and we definitely want to be on rotary valve engines where possible. Now, this is going to increase our consumption of coal, but that's fine. Okay, any other rotary valve engines? Yes, there are a number of them. Cool. Anything in the rural areas? I don't think so, necessarily. Let's see here. No. And that's fine. Cool. We can bump up our conscription here to field hospitals. That's fine. That doesn't affect us unless we actually start conscripting. So that'll be okay. And we can go to skirmish infantry and mobile artillery here. Yeah, that definitely needs some work. Electrical generation is currently spreading. And fingers crossed on that whole monarchy thing. Hey, there we go. Cool. So that gives us 230 authority. And as a curiosity, what would happen if we were to kick the landowners out of this government? Okay, yeah, that's about what I thought. It's not good, that's for sure. But we definitely want to try again on the mass conscription. Hopefully we have better luck this time. The chances are very low. Okay. So we're going to continue to work on that. Fingers crossed on that one. And we're going to keep an eye on this situation. We're going to run out of gold reserves fairly soon. So obviously we're going to need to raise our taxes at some point, right? No doubt about that. We knew this was going to happen. We're just deliberately spending down our gold reserves right now. So we're going to have to bump this back up soon enough. And right now is about the time to do it. This is still chilling at minus 200. Okay, minus 45. That's more like it. So we'll let this continue for now. Are we running any shortages? Coal is expensive. We should definitely look to import some coal. From the American market, we'll be fine. Cool. Keep in mind, we are extracting as many resources as we can. We're maxed out on that. So minus 100k. We can still crank up our taxes if we need to. I'm not sure that we do need to. Insufficient taxation capacity. That's definitely something we want to work on. There we go. Cool. Just need the single location for that. We'll get rid of these plantations that are irrelevant. Beautiful. 11.6 million unemployed. Wow. That's kind of huge. I didn't expect that. Okay. So we'll see what happens with mass conscription. I'm not necessarily expecting this to go well, but if we manage to pass this through some miracle, then that would be amazing. We're going to keep trying to enact mass conscription, for sure. But it's going to take some time. For the time being, are we okay with building up this debt? There's not really a reason to do it, right? Let's go ahead and bump up our taxes to here for the time being. And we'll just pay off that debt very quickly. That'll be like two more weeks until that debt is gone that we built up. And gantry cranes have been unlocked. Cool. And it looks like we can now bump this down to here. The law debate failed, dropping us down to 0%. Yeah, there's not a surprise there. If we had gotten very lucky, we could have passed it, but we did not get lucky. The question is, at this point, do we let it run for another tick? If it fails again, I think we cancel it. And try it again later. That's likely what's going to end up happening. We do need to cancel these locations here. There's no arable land for them. Cool. So we're down to 14 weeks in our construction queue. That's really not bad. That is really, really not bad. I would really like mass conscription to pass. Really would prefer that. 42.1% chance of debate. We just need to get lucky on it, is what needs to happen there. Which is sad. And our finances are just fluctuating all over. Okay, we're going to get our taxes raised again. Continuing to pay down that debt. And I think it's because of the aristocrats being jerks. That wouldn't be shocking. Not shocking at all. But yeah, we'll have this paid down in like another 2 weeks. So no problem there. And we're just continuing to construct at a ridiculous pace. So our economy is kind of holding right now. I can't say I'm shocked about that. That's mostly because of our coal issue, I suspect. This trade route is inactive. Okay. So we've got oil and coal both being expensive. No shockers there. That's going to be the case. It's just, that's going to be the case. Hand-cranked hand machine guns have been unlocked. Cool. We can go to like bolt-action rifles, that's 7 years out, or we can grab military statistics, which is only 31 months out. So we'll go ahead and grab that for now. And we'll continue trying to enact mass conscription. We have a 0% chance here. We're not too negative right now. We're only like minus 3%. So we'll see what happens on this checkpoint. If we go down below like minus 10 or 15%, it's probably worth just canning it. So what do we get? Backroom dealings exposed. Okay, so we're going to can it then. And we'll try that again eventually. 12 months. Okay, we'll try that again next year. Do we have any other laws with more support that we can pass? We're on appointed bureaucrats right now. We could go to, like, National Guard. Nobody's super opposed to it. I mean, the intelligentsia are. Yeah, I feel like that would help quite a bit, increasing our conscription rate. We can try it. I'm not convinced that it'll work. There's now a critical movement to restore the presidential republic. Well, that's exciting. It's pretty much the intelligentsia, I think. We could suppress them. 112 radicalism, huh? From angry supporting interest groups. Interesting. So that would mean that we would definitely have to do this. The landowners are going to be very angry. Or we could use Britain to fight them. That's another interesting option there. I've already canceled the National Guard, although we can actually turn that back on. Okay, so we'll turn that back on. I think we'll use Britain to fight these guys, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to fight these guys off. It's just going to be the intelligentsia. Who's actually going to join this? Okay, a number of states, but that should be reasonably fine. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods. Oh my, look at that French capitalist revolt. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corpid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.